All right, perfect, perfect. So if you can, guys, get out a pen or paper. I am recording it, but I do want to make sure that you guys have this information. A lot of the questions that we got this week were all pertaining to funding, with your withdrawals, things like that. If my co-host could help me with the letting people in, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So what I realized is that a lot of us came from a cryptocurrency educational platform. So a lot of us understand the basics of crypto, but then we also have a lot of people who they're brand new. Like this is the first time you've ever purchased, Bitcoin or Litecoin, and some of the terms might be a little bit confusing. So what I want to do tonight is just make sure, number one, that everybody has a basic understanding of what the words are, what the terms are. So when we use certain words or we say, hey, it's in your crypto wallet, or hey, you got to get your crypto wallet address, everybody knows what we're referring to, okay? So the basics of understanding cryptocurrency, number one, guys, and we're going to go through each one of these kind of in depth, okay? It's important to know and understand the difference between a crypto exchange, a crypto wallet, and then we're going to also talk a little bit about the platform, which is Novatech, okay? Because I think sometimes there can be confusion on like what's really happening with the funds when you're trying to send funds into the account. All right, so let me just show you how it works. Okay, so the first thing you got to understand are crypto exchanges. Okay, a crypto exchange is where we buy, sell, or exchange cryptocurrencies. So those of you guys don't know, I live in the Dominican Republic. Every single week, for the most part, I'm at the exchange. Okay, what that means is, so generally I get paid in US dollars, right? So in order to have Dominican pesos, I have to go to the exchange and I will exchange my US dollars for Dominican pesos, right? That's a physical exchange. A crypto exchange is the same exact way. You are switching your US dollars for a cryptocurrency. So you got to think about it in the same way. The price of that crypto changes. It goes up and down, just like the price of pesos goes up and down. So sometimes my exchange rate might be one US dollar is going to equal 54 pesos. Sometimes one US dollar will be 52 pesos. When things are good, one US dollar will be 56 pesos, right? So the price is always moving up and down. So when you guys look at the price of cryptos changing like Bitcoin and it's moving up and down and you're like, oh my gosh, I bought it, but now it went up or it went down. That's happening with regular money too. The only difference is most of us aren't constantly exchanging money. Okay. So your crypto exchange is just an online platform where you are exchanging funds. All right. Now there are several crypto exchanges out there. The main ones that we've pretty much been using on our team is Coinbase, crypto.com, Binance.us. Please make sure that you understand that there's a difference between Binance.com and Binance.us. Kraken, okay? And one distinction I want to make sure everybody understands, because we are funding a lot of people through Cash App. Cash App is not a crypto exchange though, all right? And I'm going to tell you why I'm explaining that in a moment, okay? So I don't want us to get it in our heads that Cash App is a crypto exchange. It's not. It's simply a place where you can buy some Bitcoin. So let's go through each one. I'm going to kind of go through the pros and the cons and some things that you should know about it, all right? Now, Coinbase has been out the longest. So one of the things I like about Coinbase is that it's pretty easy to use. It's pretty simplified. Like it's real easy to use that platform. It's easy to go ahead and get your Bitcoin funded, but there are some things that you want to know, okay? They are high when it comes to the purchase fees. So that's why when you guys have new people, the first option that we usually give them is, let's see if we can do it on Cash App. If they can't do it on Cash App, then let's go over to Coinbase, right? Because for me, I found that the fees are basically double what they are on Cash App, okay? My withdrawal this week, they charged me $22 to change my Bitcoin over to USD so that I could, send it to my bank account. I was mad. All right. One things I do like about Coinbase for the Novatech platform is the fact that you can actually send $100 without being verified. So you guys all know when you register a new person on this platform, they have 48 hours to They have 48 hours to fund their accounts. Sometimes if you're trying to send large amounts, it will take longer. So one of the things that you can do with Coinbase is go ahead and send $100 because you can send that without it being verified. All right. So if you send a $100 over, that person's account will be funded. It will not delete. And then if they want to send a larger amount after that, they absolutely can. All right. So that's one kind of hack that you guys can use to make sure that those accounts don't get deleted. And then, because here's the thing, if somebody sends $1,000 and then Coinbase says, this is a new person, they just set up this account, they've never sent money before, we're going to hold it for a second because we want to verify. Most of the time it's going to be anywhere from 3 to 14 days. Your Novatech address expires after 24 hours. So what that means is by the time that 3 to 14 days is up in Coinbase, that address is expired. So now the money is being sent, but it has nowhere to go. So it's in the ether, okay? And I'm going to talk to you about what happens in that situation and what you can do. So a great way to make sure that doesn't happen when you're using Coinbase, especially for the first time for new users, just send over $100 because you don't even have to submit a driver's license for that. Okay. You will have a Bitcoin wallet that you can use for your Novatech account. In order for you guys to make withdrawals, and I'm going to show you this in a bit, you are going to have an address. So when we withdraw it from the Novatech website, you have to have some place for it to go. So it's looking for an address. So it's going to ask you, where do you want me to send it? So on Coinbase, you can actually have a wallet address that you can put in. It doesn't change. So you can just program that into your Novatech so that anytime you want to do a withdrawal, it's already in there. That's pretty much what I do. It's already in there. And then all I have to do is convert it to USD and then send it to my bank account. That's it. Okay. Yeah, so the biggest downfall of Coinbase is the fact that they have been putting on those really long hold times when you are trying to transfer a large amount. But that's one of the ways we can rectify it is by sending a small amount first. All right, Crypto.com. I love Crypto.com. Crypto.com is an app. They do have a debit card. So a lot of people like that because then you don't have to go through the process of transferring your money back to USD, because when you send it to your Crypto.com, when you send it to Crypto.com, and if you have the debit card, you can just swipe the debit card, right, to use your funds. Also, they've got really cool perks, like you get discounts on like Netflix and all kinds of stuff when you have one of their debit cards, okay? Now, the one hard part about Crypto.com is when you are sending money, anytime you have a new address, it takes 24 hours in order for that address to verify through Crypto.com. All right. So it's not the best for sending into Novatech. Why? Because Novatech only gives you 24 hours to fund based off of that one address. Right. So if you're going to use Crypto.com, I would use it more for the wallet. So when you're sending money to yourself, and if you want to get that debit card, that's where that would be helpful. All right. Yep, that's it. That's what I would do with Crypto.com. Okay. Binance.us. I used to love Binance.us. It was my favorite. It was my favorite platform. And then now I don't know if it's because of people hacking or whatever, but now they have also started to use longer wait times for verification. So a lot of times now, before you can move, you can buy the funds, you can buy it all day and all night. And then when you try to move it, they'll be like, oh, you can't move these funds for 14 days. Okay. So I know a lot of us have Binance.us. So I just wanted to make sure that I did address that. So for this platform, especially for brand new users, I probably would stay away from Binance.us on this one. Okay. Unless you have to, because none of the other ones will work for you for whatever reason. Kraken. Kraken is also one of my favorite ones. Because my account is attached to Coinbase, I don't really use it for this, but Kraken is an awesome exchange that you guys can use. It does have Bitcoin, Litecoin. It has all of the ones on there that you can use for funding your Novatech accounts, okay? It's very, very easy to use, and literally you just put your bank account information in there and the withdrawals are it's just really easy, okay? So again, once again, Cash App is not a crypto exchange, all right? So I want to make sure you guys understand that. When you are sending from Cash App, that's perfectly fine. But when you get ready to withdraw, you don't want to try to withdraw to Cash App. Here's the reason why. Cash App's address, the address that you see when you go in to get your address off of Cash App, it changes, just like the Novatech address changes. So you don't want to program it into the system, because then when you click withdraw, it's going to go to an address that no longer exists. All right. So does everybody understand that? So just recap real quick. Cash App is the cheapest to send, but I would not be receiving the Bitcoin back in your withdrawals from Cash App. Okay. I use Coinbase because it's easy to transfer the funds over. Crypto.com, I would receive, but probably not send. And then Kraken, again, I haven't used it for this account, but usually in other crypto platforms, it works very, very well. All right, if you guys have questions, put them in the chat and then I'll address them as we go through this, okay? All right, let's talk about crypto payment gateways. We love this. So a lot of times the questions that I'll get is they're like you guys will send over your funds and then you get emails from Coin Payments, and a lot of people don't understand what the emails are, or you'll say, well, Novatech rejected it or Novatech didn't get it, but really it's Coin Payments. So let me just explain to how all this works, okay? So just give me a second. Yeah, thanks. So let me show you how this works, okay? When you send the funds from your crypto exchange, all right, it's going over to Novatech. But there needs to be something that actually moves it from your crypto exchange over to Novatech. I call it like the bus, right? So the bus has to give it a ride over, all right? Your crypto payment gateway, that's the bus. That's what's actually carrying the funds over to Novatech. So most of the time, the emails that you guys are getting, where it's giving you updates on what's going on with your funding, it's actually coming from Coin Payments, okay? So I would recommend, even if you've never had an issue with your funds moving over, go to coinpayments.net, coinpayments.net, all right? And go ahead and set up an account, all right? And then that way, if you ever have a problem, your account is already set up and you can put in a support ticket and they will tell you exactly where your funds are. The great thing about crypto, guys, is everything's on the blockchain. So everything is trackable. That's the great thing about it. All right. This is, the future. All right. So again, make sure that you do understand that Coin Payments is what's transferring your funds. So usually if you're like, okay, I sent the funds, but it never arrived, you got to go and check with Coin Payments. Novatech's not going to really be able to tell you where it is. It's going to be Coin Payments. All right. So funds are sent from the exchange to the address. Coin Payments charges a fee. Please note that there is a fee that they charge for moving your funds. So please make sure that when you're in your exchange and you're putting that order in, guys, that you actually put in just like a little bit more, just to make sure that that it goes all the way through. Because what's going to happen if not, you're going to get an email that says, hey, you didn't send enough funds and you need to complete this transaction, and it will give you an address to complete it will give you an address to be able to finish the transaction. Okay. So what you need to do is copy that address, and then you're just going to send the amount that they're telling you is left on that order. And usually it's the fees. It just means that you didn't put enough in for the fees. All right. So the fees are always going to be more. So if you put in $1,000, you got to buy a little bit more than $1,000 in your exchange. Everybody got that? All right. All right. You got to send at least the amount you registered in Novatech, or it won't go through. Also, if it doesn't go through, they are going to send you an email. All right. So the first step, if you're like, I don't know where my funds are, check your email. Okay. The second thing is read the email, because usually, because I know what happens. I know I do the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. But a lot of times, like, especially if you guys call me, I'm just read the email. I'm like, okay, they're saying, okay, cool. Click here, right? So just read through the email, click. Usually they're going to send you a refund link. It's going to say, hey, your payment didn't go through because you didn't send enough funds. Here's the link to click on to get your refund. When you click on the link, it's going to ask you, where do you want me to send the funds? So that's where you need to go ahead and know what your crypto address is. So if you go into Coinbase, or if you go into crypto.com, or wherever your funds are coming from, go in there, get your address, copy it, and put it into that box. It's going to send the money back to your wallet. All right. Everybody got that? Or I'm sorry, to your exchange. It's going to send it back wherever you go. Here's a little thing that we did today, because we were about to go through this process today. And I was like, wait a minute, why are we sending it back to the exchange? Let's just send it to Novatech. So what we did is we went back into Novatech. We went through the funding process again. Okay. And so in the box where they said, hey, where do you want us to send the refund? We just put the address that Novatech gave us for sending the funds. So that's the easy way to get those funds into the account without going through that extra step. Okay. All right. So Kronos is another payment gateway that somebody just told me about this week. I think Shamika was like, hey, somebody has a question about Kronos. And I was like, I have never used Kronos. Okay. So we will look into the other payment gateways and how they work. But 90% of the time, guys, if you are having any issues with your funds, you're going to have to contact the company and put in a support ticket. And then they will be able to tell you exactly where your funds are on the blockchain. Okay, so let's talk about crypto wallets. Crypto wallets are where you store your crypto. Okay, so let me just make, again, because people get exchanges and wallets mixed up. Exchange is where you buy, sell, and convert. Your wallet is where you're just holding it. You're holding it in a safe spot. That's it. So sometimes if I'm, so my husband's account goes to my Exodus and my account goes to my Coinbase, okay? Exodus is our wallet. So if I want that in USD, I have to send it, I have to withdraw it from Novatech into my Exodus wallet. And then from Exodus, I have to send it over to Coinbase because I cannot liquidate it into USD on Exodus because Exodus is simply a crypto wallet. It does not allow me to buy or sell. I can trade it for another currency, cryptocurrency, but I can't get USD. Is everybody clear on that? So your crypto wallet, once again, is for holding your crypto. All right, so the options that you have, guys, the safest option out there on the planet is a ledger, okay? A ledger Nano. A ledger is basically, it kind of looks like a thumb drive. You guys have seen a thumb drive? Do I have any with me? So it's going to be about this size right here, okay? And that's where you can store your crypto. If you do, make sure you have a safety deposit box or something very safe that you put that on. And that is why I don't have one, okay? The reason I don't have a ledger is simply because of the fact of I am too scared to put all of my money on something like that and then I mess around and lose it. I know me. I know my weaknesses. So I have Exodus. Exodus is, oh, go ahead, show them, Shamika. Y'all look at Shamika's screen. That's where she keeps all of her money. Right there on that little device. I would lose that. I would lose that. So there are also wallets that you can keep on your laptop, right? So that's what I have. Like I have Exodus and I have MetaMask, okay? So Exodus is basically a program that lives on my computer and that's where I store. So when I do my withdrawal, it goes to that program that's on my computer, okay? So Exodus is a great wallet. MetaMask is for Ethereum products. So that's what I keep all of like my BNB. I keep my USDT. I keep my Ethereum in my MetaMask wallet. All right. So different wallets can hold different types of cryptos. Coinbase.com and Crypto.com both have wallets. I personally don't use them, but you should definitely try them because maybe you will like them. Okay. So the big reason why you need to understand what wallets are is because you're going to have to go into your back office and you're going to have to put in your wallet address. All right. So you've got to know how to get to your crypto wallet address. All right. So let me just show you real quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I'm gonna just go into my Coinbase real quick to show you guys how I would get to my address, okay? All right, so again, if I wanna hold my crypto, I'm gonna put it in my wallet. If I'm just buying, selling, or converting it, I'm gonna put it in Coinbase. So I don't hold anything on Coinbase, guys. And that's one other thing, make sure that I say that, do not hold your crypto on exchanges. Buy it, sell it, whatever, and move it. Do not hold your crypto on exchanges. So if anything, you should only have a few cents or a couple dollars on your crypto exchange. So this is Coinbase, right? When you log into Coinbase, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to show you your assets. Now, if I were, excuse me, if I wanted to go into Novatech and tell them where to send my crypto, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top right hand corner right here, click send and receive. It's going to automatically be on send. And then we're going to go to receive. And there is, first make sure it's on the right crypto. So I would click on Bitcoin, and all I would do, guys, is copy this address. Copy this address. After the call, I'm going to put a video in the group chat that's going to show you how to set up your Novatech address. So I'm going to show you where to put this, guys. But basically, and there's some other steps, so that's why I'm just going to send you a video. But basically, this is how you find your address. All right. So if I plug this into Novatech, anytime I click cash out, this is the address it's going to send it to. So it's going to show up here. All right. Now, when it shows up, what you're going to do is you're going to, because you have Bitcoin, so you actually have to sell the Bitcoin for USD. So I would then click buy sell. All right. I would click sell. And what comes up is I want to sell my Bitcoin for USD cash. All right. So when Novatech sends it to me, I'm going to click buy sell, click on sell. I have to first convert it to USD. This is where a lot of you guys are getting stuck because you're like, I don't understand. I'm hitting send receive and I don't see any way to get back to my USD. First, you got to send it to USD. Then you will click on USD dollar and it will show you. At that time, it's going to show you exactly how much you have in there to be able to cash out. And then you click cash out. All right. And well, I don't have any funds in there right now to cash out, but you would put how much you want to put in there to cash out. And then you click continue and boom, done. Easy. All right. So let's go back to my presentation. Everybody got that? And of course, I already know y'all gonna ask me. Of course, I will walk you through when you need to do it. Of course we will. We will happily do it. But just so you know, that's how you do it. Okay. So now everybody understands why you need to understand where to get your crypto wallet address. Okay. So I literally just went through this right here. So the first thing you're going to do after the call, I'm going to go ahead and put out that video. So sometime this week, guys, make sure you set up your withdrawal address in Novatech, excuse me. And then in your e-wallet in Novatech, you click cash out. You're going to exchange it for USD. Then you're going to click cash out in wherever you're sending it in your exchange. Okay, that's it.